So now we're going to look at another powerful analytics capability that is being developed to kind of look at relationships or properties on specimens and take a holistic approach and see if some of these specimens cluster around certain properties. So in this example, we're looking at taphonomy, and I'm just going to kind of search this taphonomy for the entire project in this case. And what you'll notice is that there's a large cluster. We're now seeing a bunch of specimens that are pulled in, and these specimens are now going to coalesce around certain properties and they'll start forming clusters. And as you see, these clusters are getting formed. And if you hover over one of these, it will tell you what type of cluster it is. So this cluster is one in which all specimens have oil residues. Here's another example where you'll find that there's a clustering based upon physical exfoliation or flaking happening on the specimens. Uh, so now let's kind of see, can we kind of see any hidden structures underneath these specimens? So for example, I may want to kind of remove the taphonomic relationship for all residue, for example. So I'm going to remove the taphonomic relationship for all residues, which is part of my filters, and and I'm going to kind of apply that filter. So I apply that filter, and now let's see what happens. You'll notice that that big cluster that was there in the middle has now gone away, and you'll see a slightly different way the bones cluster around certain other properties which may be of interest to us. So I will let these clusters kind of form over here in a second. Of course, these are all specimens, and the color coding suggests these are specimens from different accessions, kind of shows you the commingling that's happening within these specimens. So here's an example. If I hover over this, this shows me that these particular specimens over here are clustering around some adherent material that is attached to these specimens. You can also see another example over here. In this case, the taphonomic property that it's coalescing around is exfoliation or flaking. And you can also see now there's not these little clusters that are formed, which suggest that there are certain specimens that have both of these properties, which will allow us to kind of, hey, dive deeper into saying that maybe these go together and belong to an individual. Stop recording.